channel Rhiartsy. I'm Rhiann and today I have another freeform crochet eye tutorial slash crochet along that we can do together. So I'm basing it off this template that I did share in my previous video if you've seen it. If you haven't, you might want to check that out. It's my top 10 tips to starting your own freeform crochet portraiture journey. Oh, it is such a mouthful to say, I know. And I've already made it. I had it in my hand. I didn't mean to do that, but never mind. So this is what we're going to be making. I've opted to just go for the first eye on the page, that one. So yeah, if you need a copy of this, I'll link this template below as well. So it's not necessary, but if you want to, get yourself a copy. So all we're going to need today is 5 shades of yarn. 3 of them will be grey from light to dark, and a black and a white yarn. 2mm hook, a pair of scissors, grab yourself a coffee and let's get started. Oh, and I use US terminology, really important. I always forget to say that. I'm being very aggressive here. I think it makes more sense though. Anyway, that's another conversation. Let's get started. Okay, good luck. Okay, so I'm going to start by making the pupil. So I'm going to grab my black yarn and let's start by making a magic ring with, let's do 6 single crochets into the magic ring. Okay, I'm going to pull that tight, like so, and I'm just going to use my template, you know, roughly. I mean, this is a little bit bigger, but I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we did. And cut and pull through. Pull that center closed and then just tuck that behind. There we are. So a simple magic ring with 6 single crochets. There we are. Okay, so looking at the eye, we've got enough to go all the way around, so at least 1 stitch underneath here. So let's grab our light grey, the lightest shade of grey you have. We're basically going to just go into a back loop and we're going to do increases in each stitch around. So I'm just joining with a chain into the same space or same stitch. I'm going to do a single crochet and I'm going to do another one, so an increase. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So here we go. So this will be another 2 in the back loops. There we are. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first single crochet and pull through. There we are. So let's see. There we go. So I want to be doing a slip stitch border around this section, but not underneath. So we're going to basically start this side and work all the way around to this side. So I'm going to be joining mine in the back loop only of that stitch that we did the slip stitch into, where we finished off. So that's where I'm going to be joining my dark grey. All right, like so. And then I'm going to chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch into the back loops until it lines up to you on your reference picture, okay? Eight, 9. So I've done 9 and I'm just going to check how that lines up and if I'm happy. So that's
for me, that's 9, and I think I'm okay with that. No, I'm just gonna cut that, pull through, and then tuck it behind. All right, so that's my little. So I've got my white yarn, and it's time to work on the eye white. So we're going to start here. So this is my piece. So I'm going to join in a back loop. I think it's that chain that we did of the dark grey. So I'm putting my hook in there, and then I'm going to pull through my white, and I might just chain 2 to begin with, and then I am going to yarn over, and in the same back loop I'm going to do a half double crochet. That's a half double crochet in the 4th, but I'm going to do an increase with a double crochet. So in that same space, do a double crochet, because as you can see, it's getting a little bit higher up here, so we can, yeah, get some larger stitches in. So in the next one, we'll do a double crochet in the next one, and I'm going to do another double crochet in that as an increase, because it's going to need an extra one just to stop it from curling as I'm going around, work around this side. So increase, double crochet, and then carry on. So we'll do a double crochet in the next back loop, double crochet in the next back loop, and I've got one more, so I'm going to do a double crochet in that last back loop, and that's how it's looking, just so you can see. All right, and now it goes down a little bit lower here, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is chain 1 like that, and then I'm going to pick up those 2 loops here. Can you see that? And I'm going to do like a slip stitch. I think this is some variation of a picket stitch. Yeah, there you go. So that's what I've done there. That gets me a little bit of a point there. Now I'm going to work into the stem of that double crochet. So I'm going to pop in a single crochet here, and then where we joined that last double crochet, I'm going to pop my hook in. I'm going to do a single crochet there as well, and then in the same space again to do a slip stitch and cut. So let's cut that. I could only find my huge scissors today, which is really annoying. Okay, anyway, right there. So that's how it's looking so far. And then if we just use our little image as a guide. Okay, so I want to add a little bit more up here, just to exaggerate it a little bit more. We'll just get that shape a bit better. So, right. Right, let me just work up with you now. So we've got those 2 stitches here. That's the chain 2, half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2. So in that 3rd half double crochet, that's where I'm going to join. So you might want to do the same. So let's join our white like this, and we'll join with, actually I'm just going to leave it, I'm not going to do a chain, because I find if I work straight into the next stitch, it doesn't, I don't know, it's not so much as an obvious bump, you know. So I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm going to go straight into the next stitch with a single crochet, and then the next one a half double crochet. I don't know, it just sort of sits better. Next one, half double crochet, and in the next one a half double crochet, and I'm going to give that an increase because it's feeling like it's going to pull a bit and boop and start curling. So half double crochet, like so. Half double crochet again. And then I think I just want to do chain 1, skip 1, and then slip stitch like that. Okay, and then that, for me again, I just find it, the stitches, I don't know, lie a bit flatter and look a bit neater overall. So let's cut that, pull it through, and then we can tuck that behind. I mean, with the one that we did that with here, we could sort of knot it very gently to stop it from pulling out too much, but yeah, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, if we turn our work upside down like this, I just want to do a couple of white stitches here to bring this a bit flatter, and then rejoin here and just sort of bring that in a little tiny touch. I think it'll be good. So in that little picket stitch, I know there's like a little loop like that. I'm going to join there with my white. So let's grab the white, pull it through like so. All right, and then do a chain 1, and then straight away in, because these are 2 single crochets, aren't they? So let's just do a single crochet into that stitch, single crochet in the next one, and I'm just thinking to sort of skip those dark stitches here with the dark grey, and go straight into where we did a slip stitch into that back loop of the grey here. Oh, that was a mouthful, sorry. And then we'll just, yeah, slip stitch. Do you see that? It just seems to, it'll be a nicer line now when we do our like nice black lash rim. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta put my teeth back in. Right, pull that through and tuck that behind. There. So that's how it's looking, like that. Now I'm going to do a similar thing here. So basically, let's just get a back loop. So I'm going to stick it in there, and yeah, if you see sort of how it's sitting like that, let's just pop the white in. So we'll attach that white, and we're not going to do a chain 1 again, but what I want to do is that these are going to be they're not even stitches now, remember that, so it's going to be a bit weird putting the stitches in. But what I'm going to do is stick my hook into a back loop that's available there right next to that stitch where I attached, and I'm going to just do a single crochet like that. All right, and then yeah, just sort of work your hook in. I mean I might just do 1 into that dark grey. All right, there we go. So I'm going to do a little single there, and I think what I'll do, so these were the chain 2, so in that back loop of the second chain, yeah, that's what I'm doing, I'm going to pull in and do a slip stitch. Right, there we go, that's my slip stitch. But I just want to do a chain 1, or no, do chain 2, right? And then let's do a picket stitch, but it's going to be a bit of a weird one, so I'm going to just sort of pick up the front loop there of that bottom stitch. Oops, I'll do that again there, and I'm just going to pop it in there as well and pull through and do a slip stitch to hopefully get that this little pointy section there. And then I'm just going to go into that next stitch and do a slip stitch. All right, here we go. So that was a bit fiddly because there's, yeah, not much to play with, is there, in terms of traditional stitches. I'm kind of just working them into whatever's available. So let's just hide that around the back, and I'll just see if that's worked, because I'm not actually sure if it has worked. I might have over-exaggerated it a little bit, that little eye section, the corner of the eye, isn't it? But I think it's going to work actually. So next we're going to do the lash line, and I'm going to join my black yarn into that picket stitch that we did on that white, on the last bit. So, with a little loop there. So let's pull through our black, and we'll just do a chain 1 to begin with. And then I'm just going to go straight into that first half double crochet. So it looks like I'm going to be skipping a lot of stitches if you're looking at it this way, but they're just sort of my like slip stitches. So I'm going into that one. So it's my first half double crochet. So I'll just, hang on, with a single crochet. Hang on, I can't even get it in now. Right there. There it is. Sorry, single crochet into that one. All right, and I'm just going to keep on going all the way around and increase as and when we need to. So there we go, that one again. Now that, you see this little stitch, maybe that's where we did that weird non-chain. I'm just going to pop my hook underneath there anyway and do a single in that and carry on. So if you feel like your work is tightening up and then therefore it might curl, don't forget to do your increase stitches. Even if I'm not doing it, you just need to do what feels right to you and your stitches to make sure that you can keep your work as flat as possible. So far mine's still okay, so I'm going to keep going. Single crochet, single in there. I might do an increase in this one just in case. So that's my increase. Okay, now let me just see. As I'm coming to this side where we joined the white, just to put those extra few stitches, it's looking a little bit weird, but it's a picket stitch there, and that's what I'm going to put my single in. All right. Now, to go underneath, I just want you to do a chain 1 and then continue underneath then. So 1, 2. Now it's going to be a bit weird by here, but that little, that little tiny stitch, I think it could be a slip stitch. I'm going to go in there as well. So there you go, one there. Then I'm going into that grey one where we did that slip stitch with the white. You can see it there. That's a single as well. Now, as you're coming underneath, just go in the back loops of those light grey ones, because if you go through the 2, you're not going to see it. So back loop, single crochet, and another back loop. And here it is, single crochet. And then where they joined the white here, I'm going into the grey one with another single crochet. Oh, hang on, I lost a bit of my yarn there. Hang on, try again. Single crochet. And then in the back loop of that white stitch, I'm doing a single. And then in the back loop here, I'm doing another single. And I think I'll do another back loop stitch like that. Now I'm going to do a chain 1. As you get sort of to this side now, do a chain 1, and then you just go into that little picket stitch again and do a slip stitch. So there we go. So let's cut that and pull through. There we are. So next we're just going to add some of this, this section here. Okay, so let's use our light grey. So grab your light grey, your light grey. Here it is. All right. Okay, so let's start here. So I'm holding it that way. So let's have a look. I'm going to pop it into a loop there on the right of the eye. So let's pull through our light grey and let's chain 1, and in that same space do a single crochet. And then in the next space, it's probably going to cut into the black for me there. So I might just go, do you see that little white loop? I'm just going to pop my next stitch in there just so I can keep that little bit of black. So there we go. And then I think I just want to increase the stitches a little bit in height. So I'm yarning over and I'm going to do a half double crochet in this one. There we go. And half double crochet in the next. Half double crochet in the next, oops, in the next one. And then let's go back down to single. So single in the next one. Single in the next. Single. Single as I get closer to that left hand corner there. Okay, let me just see. There we are. That's it so far. It's like, shocked eye. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple underneath as well, all right? So we may as well just sort of go all the way underneath and meet where we started. Why not? So let's, in that next one, I'm pulling it, there you go. That's a single crochet. And then keep on going, single, and increase if you need to. So far underneath it's feeling okay. Where I joined it, I'm there. I might just pop in another single in there and then just do a slip stitch like that to join it. Get our other shade of grey, so not the darker one, have a mid grey. So yeah, that's my darkest one there. So I'm just going to go with this one. And I think I just want to do these sort of stitches with using both the dark and the light grey that we've already got. So I'm just going to hold it behind so that I can start using it straight away, like that. I got my middle finger on it there. So I'm going to just do a chain one with both of those yarns, yarn over, and then in the same space where we did that, just did that slip stitch, I'm going to go in for a half double crochet. And if you bring it up one of those loops, you've got two shades there. If only one comes through, it's no big deal. Just finish the stitch. It should be okay. But oh, I did bring him. I thought I brought through the one, but I didn't. But you know what I mean. There you go. So in the next one, we'll do a double crochet. There we are. And I'm just gonna, yeah. Now what I want to do, for me, I'm going to do a chain one, and I'm going to sort of work into those the side of the stitch there, and sort of join it here. Okay, so I've just done a chain one, and then I'm just going to pick up, well, I'll stick my hook into the side of that double crochet, and I'm going to do a single crochet, and then next to it I'm going to do a half double crochet. So I'm just, yeah, working a stitch next to it. Actually, I could probably get away with another one. So I'm going to do another stitch, but it'll be a double crochet this time. So that's 3 stitches I've worked into the side of that double crochet post. All right. So what I want to do next is where I joined that stitch or did that stitch, I'm going to put another double crochet in the same space. Okay, like so. That should work nice. And then right next to it, a half double crochet. Like that. And then, oh, if I could pull that through, that's it. Right, and then what I want to do, I might just do a single actually. I was going to skip some then, but single. And then let's chain one, skip one, and slip stitch in the next. Okay, there we go. So let's just see. So it is a little bit bigger than my picture, but I'm happy with that. So I'm going to cut that, pull through. I've cut the both and I'm pulling it through and I'm going to tuck it behind out the way. There we are. So that's how it's looking. Okay, so we're going to join our black, and I'm just using my template very loosely, but I'm going to count back. So this is where we just joined, oh sorry, slip stitched off. So count back 2 stitches. So that's that one for me, and that's where I'm going to join my black. Okay, so pulling it through, and I'm going to start with a chain 1, and I'm going to go straight into the next stitch with a single, and where we did that chain, that slip stitch, I'm going to put one in there as well before I get down. So that's a single as well, and then where we did the slip stitch, I'm doing a single as well. Okay, there we are. But all you basically want to be doing is a couple of single crochets until you get to this point on your eye, roughly. Okay. A few more for me. I might just do one there. I might just, yeah, finish off about there and then do a slip stitch because it'll still bring it down a bit more, won't it? That black. There. All right. So cut, pull through, tuck it behind. Now, you see this sort of darky shade bit there? Now I think I might just sort of go back 2 stitches here. Right, so count 2 stitches back. And I'm just going to join that dark, that mid grey. Let's say mid grey. All right, so here we go. So pull through that grey. Whoop, there we are. Start with a chain 1 and a single in the next. Whoops. Yarn over, and I think I want to go into like a half double, but I think I'm just going to pop in that chain 1 there, that back loop of that chain 1. And then I think I might actually do a chain 1 and do some stitches into that stem. Okay, so I'm going to do a little single crochet there and another one next to it. Whoop, there we go. Oh, hang on, let me do that again. So I've done my 1 single, I'm doing another one. There we go, I got it now. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to do a single where we did that double crochet. All right. So what I'm doing is trying to create and keep the shape that we're making. So I'm sort of viewing that as that bit there. We've got a little bit of like darkness here, and I want to just do a little bit by here. So rather than cut and rejoin, I may as well just do a couple around. So we want to sort of get around here, and as we get to this section, we'll bring them out again. All right. So in the next stitch, just do a single. So I'll count how many it's going to be for me. So that's 1 single, 1. And now in that same space, that same stitch, I'm going to do an increase with a half double. Like that. A double crochet in this one. Like so. A double crochet in the next one. And then straight back down to a single in that next stitch. and a single in the next one. You should be pretty close now to the end of your black stitches that you've done, and I think we can get away with just sort of slip stitching like that to finish it off. All right, see, like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut that, pull through, there we are. Right, so that's that so far. Next, we're going to add our light grey. I don't know, I think in that sort of back loop of that chain, that's what I think that is. So my 2 singles are there. That's what I'm going to join. All right. Okay, so chain 1, straight into the next stitch with a single, half double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet in the next, because we've got a lot of space to fill, so we're fine with double crochets. Double crochet in the next, and I'll just keep counting them now. So that's 2 double crochets. As we start working that way around, you can sort of see it's going to start pulling and curling the work. So I'm going to do that as an increase. So that will be another double crochet increase. Okay, and then double crochet in the next one. Double crochet in the next. And I'm going to do an increase in this stitch, but the next stitch will be a half double rather than a double crochet. So let's do an increase but with a half double, single in the next, and slip stitch in the next to finish off. There we go. Cut that. There we are. There we are, see, that's nice. And we can do a bit more. So we're going to just add again the same shade. And we could probably just about, yeah, add it where we joined last. Okay, so I think I might just go into that same loop, to be honest. Pull through and start working on top. So let's go chain 1. I'll just double check. Oh, yeah, that's nice and high. Do you see how, if you have your eye up that way, do you see how my stitches are leaning more to the right? This is the kind of, I think that needs another, that needs an increase. Okay, so let's just do an increase in there. See, and then now they're sort of more upright, which, yeah, will just ease the tension as you carry on working. And then in that last stitch there, in that half double crochet, we're going to increase but with a single. So that'll be a single, and then just slip stitch into the next. Cut, pull through, and we'll just double check it with our reference. Right, so we need to sort of get this little shape here now, don't we? And obviously by there, but we'll work on that in a sec. So let's just add a couple more stitches to get that little shape there. So I'm just using this as a rough guide, like I've said, and popping the iris in about where it is. Even though everything's a little bit higher, it doesn't matter. And now what I want to do is join my, actually I'm going to go back one. So I'm going to join it there. And that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish stitches to play with to sort of start creating that little bit of shape there. So I'm going to get my light grey ready, but I'll just sort of show you where that is for me, which is there. So we joined here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's the 8th stitch. But you don't have to copy me exact, you can always use your reference as where you think would be best. All right, so pull it through. I'm going to start with a chain 1, but I'm going to go straight into the next with a single. We may need to do another row, but we'll see. So let's cut that and double check it. So I'm going to just put my finger where the pupil is, and let's have a little look. Yeah, that's all right. I think that's fine. Okay, because now all we've got to do is just fill in this section here, and then we can get on with the eyebrow. All right, so let's stick with our light grey. Now, basically where we joined it before, I'm just going to stick it. Well, actually, I'll probably get away with doing it in that first stitch, actually. That's easier, isn't it? There. The best thing for me to do, I think, is to do 3 chains, because we've got quite a bit of height to fill there, haven't we? Yeah? So I'm starting off with that. Now I'm going to do an increase straight away, I think, where we did those chains with a double crochet. All right, there we go. I just want to do a chain 1, skip and slip stitch, yeah, because I like how it lies when it does that, when I do that. So cut that off, and then I might do a little bit more. Let's see. So I'm lining it roughly up to the pupil, or thereabouts. There we go. Right. Oh, that's all right, actually. So let's add those lovely eyebrows. I'm going to use black. Right, so we need to go, use your printout if you have it to hand, and sort of, yeah, you can sort of see here. Let's finish it around about where the grey ends, actually, that light grey, yeah, with thinner stitches. So I'm going to join in those chain 2s here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's chain 3, wasn't it? Sorry, 1, 2, 3. In that top chain, in a back loop or whatever. There we go, black back loop. I'm going to add my black yarn. Right. Let's pull that up a bit. Right. Okay. So I think we could do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in the next one, I'm going to do a double crochet. Don't freak out if you've got more stitches or less stitches across the top, okay? Just keep on going. Now I think as I'm starting to come down this side, that's when I'm going to make smaller stitches, so single crochets there. So that one there I'm going to do as an increase with a single. All right, and now I'm going to carry on with my single crochets now. Okay, and then just to finish up, I know I've got, I could probably fit in another one there, but I'm just going to do it as a slip stitch. So bring it into a bit of a point. All right, so cut that and pull through. Oops, I left a bit, never mind, that's fine. I've split the yarn. Happens all the time. There we go. All right, so that's the eyebrow added on. So next we're going to be crocheting with 2 shades of yarn, and I've got the shades that we use for this section and that section. Okay, right, so I just want to fill in this bit here really. I think it would be quite nice to mix the 2 shades together, and I think it'll be nice to sort of go, what, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 stitches back on that dark grey. And that's where I'm going to join the both, the both yarns. There we go. There. Right, so chain 1 to begin with. In the next one, let's do a single crochet. In the next one, do another single. And then I'm going to do a half double crochet in this one. Oops, it's going to get a bit fiddly now because I've got the 2. Hang on, that's a half double, yeah. Now, it is, for me, they look a bit strange, those stitches. It's going to be working into the side of chains and where we've joined them all, you know, so it looks a bit messy. So you're going to have to just do your best, and you can pick up back loops, force your hook in there. Do you see what I mean? It doesn't matter, just treat them like a stitch space as you're going up and around, okay? So for me, I'm gonna just do a double crochet, and I'm just gonna stick it in the side there and just treat it like it is a stitch there. Oops, try that again. There we go, double crochet, like so. All right. And again, in the next one, it's kind of in a back loop there. So I'm gonna go and do a double again. All right, there we go. Double in the next back loop. I think this, I'm in the chain now, in one of the chains that we did. So that's a double. There we are. Okay, right, so where we joined that black, I think, yeah, that's where I'm gonna pop a single crochet. So I'm gonna make the stitches a bit shorter a minute, like that. And then these were a few chains as well, so I'm just going to pop in a single here, like so. And now I'm going to drop that lighter colour, or shade, sorry, and I'm just going to, in another back loop of one of those chains, I'm going to just do a single with just that the darker grey. Sorry, right, it feels a bit funny then. And then in the next one, another single. I think that's worked out okay for me. Single in the next one, and then I'm just going to do a slip stitch to finish off that bit. All right, like so. Cut that. Obviously, I'm going to have to cut the other one. Which is where, there it is, just cut that off. There we go. So that's kind of like, yeah, filled up that section nicely now, so it's gonna, yeah, look a bit more complete on its own, you know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, maybe not. So my next plan is to just add a couple more stitches underneath by here, all right? So I'm just gonna turn it all upside down a minute. It's gonna look a bit weird, isn't it? Sorry, but right, because we're going to be working this way now. So what I want to do is I'm going to, for this section here, I'm going to use my light grey, and I just want to create a bit of a bump here before I then join the darker grey and go all the way around. Okay, so grab your light grey, and then I'll just show you what I'm going to do a minute. Right, so just roughly lining up my eye, which is, yeah, that's still useful. Okay, so, right, what I want to do, I would say, so where we've got the dark part here of the eye, sort of go straight ahead and back one. That's where I'm going to join. Okay, so there we are. So I'm going to join my light grey, and I just want to do like a little bit of a bump on that section there. You know where we started to do those stitches here, it was a bit, it's all quite chunky there for me. I'm going to just sort of do another single and then just, oops, I'm just going to like slip stitch into the side of that to try to just smooth it out a bit for me, all right? To smooth out the stitches because it looks a bit messy. Hang on. Right, there we go. So that's how it's looking. It's got a little bit bump there. I think I can get away with doing a bit more of an increase, but well, adding a bit more by here, just so the, you know, the, well, I suppose the flash on the back of the eye, you know, is a bit more to the right hand side. So I'm gonna join my light yarn one stitch before where we joined it last, and I just want to add a bit more as but don't sort of go past this section. So that's where that double crochet is there. So I just want to add to this section. So chain one, and then in that chain one there, that last row that we did, I'm going to pop, whoops, I pulled it up, never mind. But I'm going to pull it in, go in anyway, there. I've got into a back loop of that chain. I'm going to go into a single. Right, okay, so let's hide that bit of yarn. There we go. There it is, all right. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is start with just my darker grey, and sort of here where the, well, you know, where we finish off the eyebrow. I don't know, let's count. I've sort of got where it went into a stitch, and that's where I'm going to join by here. Now I want to do a chain one, and then I'm going to go straight into this stitch there. So if I just show you again, it's very close actually there, all right? So yeah, single crochet in there. I'm going to skip this little chain here and work into that next stitch there. All right, so there, so that's a single. And another single. So if that's bringing you to just at the top of where that bump is, basically not far off from where we finished off on that last row, okay, that's, I think now is the point that we can add our light grey and just continue with the both shades, okay? So I'm just gonna, I've got it tucked behind with my finger, and I'm just gonna, yeah, yarn over with the both and yeah, continue. So I'm gonna go into the next stitch, which is basically where we did a slip stitch with a double crochet. No, sorry, half double crochet. Oh, sorry. Right. Half double crochet. Okay. want to bring them down and join on this section here. So I think I'm going to go in for a half double crochet with the both shades still, and again in the next one half double crochet, and again in the next one half double crochet. There we go. Now I'm going to just drop that light yarn, and I'm going to do an increase with in the same space with just the one strand double crochet, sorry, half double crochet. And then what I want to do you see sort of where that is like a V here? I'm going to pop a stitch in here, so I'm going to do a half double crochet in there. I think I can get away then of just sort of leaning the stitches across by skipping one here, and then just pulling the stitches across to finish it off with a slip stitch like that. I think otherwise it's going to make it too bulky and it's going to start curling. See, like that? That's how mine's looking anyway. There we go. Right, so sound like Jimmy Carr then, didn't I? With that, I wasn't making a laugh noise, I just going, I don't know what I was doing. But you know how he laughs? He goes, anyway, shut up, I'm just sorry. Didn't sound like that, did it? Oh, goodness. Okay, there we are. Right, so I'll turn that back around. Now, my favourite part is adding the little flash of white in the iris. Oh, I love doing this. Now, you can use a bit of white from behind. There's plenty of it. Or you could just add a fresh piece of yarn. It doesn't matter, okay? So one more strand of yarn isn't going to do any harm, is it? Is that white? Yeah. Right, here we go. So I've picked a piece of white. I've got it there on my fingers. So I'm just going to go into the centre and pull through. Hang on, there. Can you see me grabbing it? Pull through. Whoop, there it is. And I'm just going to like go to the right slightly. And I'm just going to do one surface slip stitch. It can get a little bit fiddly, but I'm sure you can do it if you've got this far. All right, I'm just going to do one, pull it through. Don't pull it too tight in case you've got it from up here and you don't want it to like go up like that. All right, so there you go. And I'm just going to tuck it back behind. Oh, like so. Bye. There we go.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed following along and feel inspired to create your own unique designs. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Rhiartsy so I can see all of your amazing work. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more crochet tutorials and creative content. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. From yarn to art, keep going. See you in the next video and bye for now.